What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Yes, yes, yes. I'm almost 100, you guys. I'm almost 100. Okay. Um, Welcome to Woosah Wednesday. You guys already know what this is. We do Queen Sugar. This is season 2, episode 6, Line of Our Elders. Really good episode. Super slow start, but baby, when it got there, it got good. Okay. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I promise you won't regret it. All to all my old subbies, thank you guys so much for joining me week after week for Queen Sugar. Y'all know how much we love Queen Sugar, right? Okay. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, whoever you are, and remember to comment down below. If you are new to my channel, you will see very, very quickly that we love to hash it out. I love it. I thank you all for who get down in those comment sections and give me some good perspectives on our characters and the episode. Y'all know I eat that up. Okay. I love it. I love to talk about it. I love to hash it out. And you guys mean the world to me. Okay. In this comments, y'all give me so much life in the comment section. All right. So if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and join us down below for the conversation. Okay. All right. Let's do it, y'all. Very good episode, you guys. Very, very good episode. You guys already know how we do this. We take it character by character as well as character duos. We try to combine characters according to what the scenes give us. So let's talk about some really big events that are happening off the rip in this episode. First of all, there is a ancestral plaque, if you will. It's a huge stone, almost like a graveside stone, but it isn't. It's like a landmarker plaque or a land dedication plaque. It kind of lets you know the generations of borderline men who have come before Ralph Angel. And the last in the list to be added would is his father, Ernest Bordelon, okay, who died last year. Well, we see Ralph Angel and Nova standing at that placard, and they are having an emotional moment talking about their dad and everything that's happening. There, it's also going to be the grand opening of the Queen Sugar Mill, which you guys know that Charley Bordelon West is heading up. Well, Ralph Angel doesn't want to talk about any of that. He doesn't want to talk about that because he feels like Charley should be there. And Nova reminds him that it's the grand opening of the meal and she's super busy with that. Now we see this continual saltiness that Ralph Angel has towards Charley. Even though Charley has apologized and she has worked very hard to make amends and come alongside him and show him that she truly is family and she loves him, okay, and she wants them to all be a family and be close, he still has this vein of saltiness. And at this point, I feel like Ralph Angel is building up his anger to slam that wheel down on the table and finally shove it, in Charley's face. Okay. But I could be wrong. Let's move forward. We see that Nova is looking for some papers in her dad's office. Ralph Angel is in the kitchen. He is cleaning up the mess that the refrigerator made because he needs a new refrigerator. And as she's looking, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna come up on this wheel. But no, she comes upon a check from a company made out to her dad. So she asks Ralph Angel about it. Ralph Angel was like, I don't know. She says, it's a check for $600 made out to dad. What do you know about this? And he's like, I don't know, except that's enough for me to buy a new refrigerator. And she's kind of taking it back, but Ralph Angel's like, look, it's bills to be paid, it's shit going on around here that I have to take care of, and whether than worry about that, good, we need the money. All right, basically, that's his attitude. So she launches her own investigation. She goes back to this company. She's talking to the woman there in HR, and the woman tells her that her dad worked there. The co-workers had, they were very, very fond of him, and they, got a little worried when he didn't show up for a few days, and that's how they discovered that he had passed on. She gave her a box of things from her dad's locker, and Nova asked her what did he do here, and she said he was a custodian. So Nova's going through the box and looking at the things, and it's an emotional moment. Later on, we see Nova tell Ralph Angel about their dad moonlighting as a janitor. This is, she says, he was ashamed not to be farming. And, it's a moment of contemplation for Ralph Angel and for Nova. Like, Ralph Angel lived there. Nova lived 20 miles away. Nobody knew that their dad was working a part-time job at night. So, um, while she's talking about this, Prosper is there. And, Prosper says, I knew your dad was working a night job, but I never knew where. So, you know, other people knew that their dad was really hustling, trying to make ends meet outside of farming. And, there's another moment there, where everybody's just like, what the heck is going on? What was really going on with daddy, right? We see Ralph Angel. Okay, Ralph Angel had some real tender moments in this episode, but he had some real messed up moments in this episode too. We see where Ralph Angel and Blue go into this convenience store, and they are kidding and laughing and walk up to the counter to buy their items, and the cashier there is the cashier that Ralph Angel held up on the first episode of season 1 of Queen Sugar. And she recognizes him. It's you! He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But he knows. He knows. When he looks at her face and he takes a second, he realizes who she is. And he's just as stunned and frightened as she is. And he hugs Blue close to him. And she says, I lost my job because of you. He says, lady, I don't know what you're talking about. And she says, you're a liar. And so he reaches in, goes in his pocket, and she and gets the money and throws it down and walks out. He's embarrassed. He's ashamed. He did that. He robbed that lady. He robbed that lady. He showed her a gun. He didn't point the gun at her, but he showed her a gun, and he remembers it, and he's ashamed of it. And Blue witnessed this embarrassing moment where she recognizes him. Okay, so Ralph Angel stuffs that deep down inside. I mean, this is going to be a big week. We got the grand opening, we got the placard, and we're going to get a gravestone for Daddy's gravesite finally, right? And get an opportunity to all gather down at the gravesite at the anniversary of the death. So we can't talk about this right now. We got to push this down deep inside. Let's go to Charley. Charley is the grand opening. Everything looks good. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay. They're doing the final touches. There's a gentleman there who wants to interview her. It is not the person she was expecting. The person she was expecting, she was comfortable with. She had a rapport with. And pretty much she could give them the story that she wanted him to run, and he would run it. This gentleman does not want to do that. He's picking. He wants the story underneath the story. And he starts right in about, this is a long way from LA. Where is Davis? She keeps trying to bring him back to this conversation about the meal. This is a very special time. This meal is the work I put into this meal is all in honor of my father. This is a tribute to my father. And he is like, yeah, I get that. The meal, your father, blah, blah, blah. But I need the story behind the story. All right. And she's just like, I don't. Later on, her and Remy are walking through the mill and showing this guy around, and he goes in again about who Remy is. You seem very familiar to Charley, just making these sort of overtures of indiscretion towards Charley and Remy, and they begin to squirm a little. They begin to squirm a little instead of playing it cool. You know y'all ain't bumping uglies right now. Y'all not connecting the parts right now. Be cool, baby. Be cool. But no, they act real squirmy and they end up agreeing that they kind of like brother and sister because he was real close to her father and he was Ernest borderline was like a father to me. And the guy's like, so y'all like sister and brother? And she's like, yeah. They're like, yeah, yeah, kind of. Why would you even let somebody push you into a corner like that? I didn't understand them squirming about that whole situation. And maybe it's because Charley is still trying to perpetrate like her and Davis are actively married. And so later on, when Charley and Remy get back to the office, he wants to ask about the whole divorce situation. And she's saying that she is moving the divorce along. She wants to make a formal announcement, just not right now. And she has taken up his advice about grieving and mourning the loss of her marriage, even seeing a counselor. And he, it's a cute little moment. He's like, okay, good, good, good. I'm proud of you. Cute little moment. Later on, we see that same reporter trying to grill Charley again. In LA you had it all. Here you one of the regular people, and she's again, it's all in honor of my father. Let's go to Aunt Vi and to Hollywood. Aunt Vi's making pies. Okay, this pie thing is taking off. She has sent Hollywood to the store. They always have cute moments. He knows exactly when she sends him to the store to get something, he knows to get exactly what she is looking for. And she lets him know that she has no intentions on going to the gravesite dedication, stone dedication to her for her brother. Because she buried her brother once, she don't need to do it again. All right. A very emotional episode. He tries to talk her out of it and she's not hearing it. She walks off. It is only later when she's having a conversation with Blue um, at the grand opening that she acknowledges he is my brother. And there was this breaking right there where I think she decided I'm gonna go. But up until that point, she wasn't hearing it. She wasn't hearing it. Hollywood tried to talk to her twice about it, and she wasn't hearing it. It was only at that conversation with Blue that her heart was changed. Okay, and she decided to go to the dedication. We're gonna talk a little bit more about Vi and Blue and the whole lot later on. I'm just bringing you up to this crescendo that we're gonna see in a moment. We get to see Darla and Micah. Darla is doing a great job. She's handling it. Being an admin is not easy work. I did it for many, many years. But she appears to be doing a good job, and she ends up spilling a little coffee on herself, and Charley sends her for to change her clothes up to the barracks to change her clothes, and she pulls out this really, really pretty dress. She gets a moment to talk with Micah. Micah's getting ready as well, and we sort of see this introspective moment with Darla. This is another opportunity for her to remind us of how far she's come and where she came from. All right. Because when she ties Micah's tie and they're just having basic conversation, simple conversation, he says, where did you learn how to do that? And she mentions this cotillion, it's something for upper echelon people do. They do cotillions and I like coming out balls and that type of thing. So she makes a reference to that. And so we know Darla came from money. She didn't come from meager means, all right? So we're gonna put a pin in Darla too. So we have this grand opening. It is beautiful. Charley did a beautiful job. Darla looks beautiful in this dress that Charley has loaned her. Micah looks great. The whole family is sitting at the table. They all look really, really beautiful. Little Blue is there. All of the townspeople are there. The black farmers are there, and the mayor is there, and the I guess like the head of the parish is there. And Charley gives a beautiful speech about her dad and this all being for her dad, and they cut the ribbon, and they also, in a really, really beautiful gesture, bringing of the harvest, combining the harvest for the first time and putting it into the hopper. And it starts with the Bordelon farm. Blue and Ralph Angel come up and dump their barrel of sugarcane, and then other farmers come in and combine their sugarcane with that. And this is the coming together of both goods and services, but also a community, right? So everything is going great. We're talking, we're schmoozing, everyone's having a good time, and the alarms go off. All right. And Charley, ooh, baby, in them heels, took off up the steps, ran to the back. Evidently, there was a blockage in the choke, or a choke. They call it a choke, but I don't know if the choke is like the pipeline or what, but there was a blockage basically. And Charley just starts to freak out. She just freaks out. They'll have it clear. Everybody is calm, but she doesn't take the energy from Remy or the other gentlemen that are there, because to me their energy said it wasn't a big deal. Like if you see people rushing around, you're like, oh my gosh, this must be bad. But when you see people calm, then that keeps your energy calm, right? Not Charley. No, 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 no. So they said, no problem. We'll have it cleared in no time. And she's like, no, we have to get it cleared down. Everybody's like, calm down. I mean, she is beautifully dressed. And she gets out of this coat and pushes the man out of the way and starts digging through all of this sugarcane, you know, the refuse of it. You know, she's digging through it, trying to get up in there and unchoke it. And I mean, she is a mess. I mean, she kind of reminded me a little bit of Betty Davis, you know, that, you know, she was just like coming undone. She was cracking at the seams, right? And the reporter comes in, and Darla tells him this is a closed area, but he sees the scene of Charley kind of coming undone. And Nova walks up in true Nova fashion and says, come on, sis, come on, calms her down, you know, and takes her off to the side, and they talk. And, you know, she discovers what we all realize, that Charley was the only one, if you guys remember, of the children that didn't get to see Papa Bordelon before he died. She got there right just moments after he died. And that is always going to be something that she is going to remember and she's going to regret. And she also lets on to Nova that Papa Bordelon had called her and he asked her to come. And she said, not now, Daddy, maybe later. And it was an emotional moment, you guys. It was so emotional. I knew when she was digging through that sugarcane refuse what it was about. I knew when she started to tell the story what it was about, because the moment that in that first episode when she came in that door and she saw all of them together crying, and she realized at that moment her daddy was dead, I knew then it was a moment that would always change her, that would always be with her. I'm a daddy's girl. So I could feel it. Y'all know that first season, I was an emotional wreck because I could relate so much to this story. And in this moment, I can relate to Charley's pain of living in that place of regret. And Nova takes off her head scarf and starts to clean her sister's hands and tells her sister, you didn't know. It's not your fault. And it's okay. And Charley's like, no, no, no. And she said, before Daddy died, I had talked to him in months. And by the time I got to the hospital, he couldn't talk anymore. Uh, uh. Y'all, it cracked my. I'm telling y'all, it broke my heart to hear her say that. Like, living with that, you guys, is huge. And Bondi Blue did Basketball Wives review when Jennifer and Evelyn were talking about the loss of Jennifer's mom. And so Bondi Blue begins to give commentary about losing a parent. I fortunately have both of my parents here. But when she was giving that commentary, because Bondi Blue has lost her father, I could really, really relate to what she was saying. This is a person you have known all your life. Like, there's never been a day of your living that you didn't know this person. Like, and to lose somebody that you have known every day of your living life is traumatic. And I never thought about it that way. But looking at this scene, I get this moment, the pain of this moment and the regret of what happened, as well as the reconciliation of it between the two of them. All right. Really, really good moment. Later on, we see Charley make a deal with the reporter and tell him that she will give him a real story if he will first run this piece about the mill and run it, in the way that she would like it run as a dedication to her father. And she will give him an even bigger story. And that bigger story is that she is divorcing Davis. That's the last we see of the reporter. All right. So, um, let's talk real quick about Ralph Angel making a comment about Darla's dress. You working for her now, you're dressing like her, you know what I'm saying? He giving her a hard time. And she's at that moment. I think she's at that moment where she feel like she right in front of her daddy once again. And if Ralph Angel is not careful, he's gonna be the reason why Darla go back to drugs. If he not careful, the kind of pressure he putting on her to be what he want her to be, it's gonna be too much for her if he not careful. All right, he saves face by telling her she looks beautiful. All right. So let's go graveside. Graveside was an emotional moment. They had a beautiful headstone for their dad. They were all there. Beautifully shot. Um, we see a really good moment with Aunt Vi and Nova, and the breeze blows through. Okay, and Nova says, "Hi, Mama." And when Aunt Vi walks up, she says, "Mama's here." She didn't want a stone. She's free. Woo, y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I'm not gonna do it right here, but y'all already know that your girl was balling through this episode. Oh, I love these characters. Nova did a beautiful speech at Father's graveside, where she sort of just, said, "Daddy, we're here. We're doing what you want us to do. We're farming like you wanted us to farm. We're together like you wanted us to be together." And it's a very beautiful moment. They all go back to Aunt Vi's as a family. They get back there. They have a beautiful dinner. But first, Ralph Angel is looking for Little Blue, and he's behind the curtain. Now at the gravesite, um, Blue dropped Kenya, and when he went to reach down and pick her up, he was just like, mm. And so we find that he's behind the curtain. He's crying, and he tells Daddy, "This isn't Kenya. Kenya had a birthmark that I gave to her." And Ralph Angel's like, "You sure, buddy?" And he's like, "I know, Kenya. Me and Kenya was like this." And so Blue said, "Where did she go?" And Ralph Angel, in this moment, just decides to shoot it straight to Blue. Kenya got thrown away. And Blue says, "Did she do something?" "No, baby, she didn't do anything." "Did I do something?" "No, baby, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything." And they hug. I was so pissed off at Darla in this moment because you what you did was all about you, Darla, and how you did this thing. It pisses me off, but we've moved on past that, so let's move forward, shall we? So Blue giving his daddy a hug, and he said, "Why did the lady at the store call you a liar?" And something shifts in Ralph Angel when he hears Blue say that, because I'm sure his hope was that Blue, and being a kid, maybe misunderstood everything the lady was saying. Maybe he would forget about it with everything that's going on, but he didn't. And when he shifts, he tells him, he said, um, "I ain't gonna lie no more." He didn't say, "I'm not a liar. That lady was a liar." He said, "I'm not gonna lie anymore." Okay? So we had dinner. Everybody is there. All the children, the whole family, Hollywood, the whole nine. Beautiful dinner. Aunt Vi outdid herself. Everything is delicious. It's a feast fit for Daddy. This is very, very fitting. And Nova asked Ralph Angel to pray, and he don't want to pray. She's like, "Ralph Angel, what is going on with you?" So he begins to pray. And at first, it's a very good prayer. It's an honest prayer. And then again, that shifting happens. And he begins to just talk out loud about his daddy. And he decides he don't want to lie no more. And he tells him, I can't do it anymore. And Aunt Vi is praying, but she is like, Ralph Angel, finish your prayer and let's finish this dinner. Don't do this right here. Don't do this. And Charlie's like, wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And he said, I found a will a couple of months back, a lockbox. Daddy left me the farm. He left it only to me. Now see, Charley and Nova sitting side by side. So that both of their faces completely falling. Darla is sitting right next to Ralph Angel, and Ralph Angel has started to tear up. And Aunt Vi got a panic look on her face. So she asked Micah to take Blue on outside. They go on, go on, go on. Grown folks finna talk. Go on. They went on about the business. Ralph Angel starts. And of course, Charley goes in. She is back to being Charley the bitch. And where were you gonna tell me? And you could have told me months ago. I uprooted my whole family and moved them down here. Now we're not gonna reason this out. We're just gonna go on straight emotion, straight into anger, right at the dinner table. We're gonna ignore our brother's tears, and we are just gonna let him have it. All right. We're not gonna find a little bit more out about what's going on before we go off. We just gonna go off, right? Where you don't understand, and I moved my family and you were just using me. And he was like, why I don't even, I wouldn't do that. I didn't know how to. That wasn't the surprise. We are used to Charley going in half cocked. The surprise for me was Nova. Nova, who is peace, love, and happiness, turns on her brother in what I think was the most painful part for Ralph Angel was hearing Nova, who they share a mom, they have always had each other's back, kind of, sort of, um, for her to let in on him like she did. She said he worked a part time, worked his fingers to the bone to put clothes on your son's back. Really, Nova? Really, Nova? Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, I was so ashamed of Nova in this moment. And he said, Nova, you live 20 miles away. You never came up. You didn't even know he wasn't working. He was working a part-time job. He said, you live 20 miles away. You didn't know. She said, it wasn't like you was here the whole time. We know where you were. She pulled the jail card. He said, you know what? You helping everybody else, but you can't even think about your own brother being in jail. Oh, you put your own self in jail, Ralph Angel. This is what Nova say. She wasn't letting up. She wasn't letting up. And so Charley get up, Nova get up. They both letting Ralph Angel have it. And we all know what happens when the sisters get together against Ralph Angel. He's really no match for them. And Darla was saying it's not like that. It's not like that. And they were steady shooting. Pew, pew, pew. All the insults out. I mean, they're tag teaming and he is in full stream cry mode. And they get ready to get up and leave. And Aunt Vine saying, wait, no, no, no. And Nova said, you can't stop me from leaving. Aunt Vine said, nobody is leaving here until we resolve this. Kudos, Aunt Vi. Kudos. Somebody got to be the calm head in this situation. It just went south so quick. And this is what Aunt Vi was saying when she said, don't say a word about this. Because she knew it was going to be a bone of contention. And the proof of it all was the way Nova acted. I expected it from Charley. I was not expecting Nova to turn so viciously on her brother. I was not expecting it. And honestly, out of all the emotional scenes, out of all the scenes that kind of touched my heart, this hurt me the worst to see Nova turn on her brother like that. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay. Again, very emotional episode. This is how the episode ended. It was very emotional. It was an emotional day. It was an emotional week for the Borderlones. But how this thing crescendoed is the work of the devil. Okay. And of all days, on this special day with Papa Bordelon, it was just it was just calamitous to see them go in on each other like they did. Really good episode, you guys. Really good episode. Let me know what you think. What did y'all think about Ralph Angel going into the convenience store and the lady identifying him, noticing him, knowing who he is. What did you guys think about Charley and that that chokes situation? What did you guys think about this ending? How this episode ended? Was it me, or was it horrific to see them come from this really, really harmonious, beautiful place and come back and over a very lovely dinner begin to rip each other apart? Was horrific. Okay, let me know what you guys thought down below. I'd love to hear what your perspective is on this episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. Remember to give me that thumbs up. And as always, we talk about it down below. Okay, you guys. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah. Ah,